Well, it has been a minute since I've put a video up. So today's video is probably just going to be just a big update on everything that I've been doing. A lot of people probably just tuned in just to see the racks I've built. I want to give them their own video just so that they've got their own time. It'll probably be about a 20-minute long video because there's quite a lot I need to cover on these. But yeah, the video on this is coming. It'll be the video after this video. But I just wanted to give you an update on everything that's going on. So obviously you can see the racks over here. I've got 3 of them built. I still need to build a 4th one, but I'm not in any hurry to do that. My incubator is basically half done. The problem I've got with my incubator is I broke my 3D printer. So all the bits I needed to make for the incubator, I just can't make at the minute. So my new printer should be delivered fairly soon. It was supposed to be delivered last week, but there was issues, so I'm waiting on that to come in. The pond, if you've been following and you've been watching what I've been doing with the pond has completely changed now. So it was originally going to be a saltwater pond with all saltwater fish and things like that. I'm kind of going in a different direction now. I've been keeping freshwater fish for a while now, and I've actually got quite a few predatory freshwater fish. Again, I'll do an update video on them. I'm going to give them their own video as well as the pond. So the pond's been drained, completely got rid of all the water, cleaned it all out, and it's now basically finishing cycling to get ready to start putting some freshwater fish in. Mainly stingrays. I really want a stingray, and I really wanted a saltwater stingray, but I just couldn't find one. They're really hard to get off. The majority of them are wild caught. You can't get captive bred ones, and for the price that they are, and they don't do very well in like little aquariums like this, it's just a lot of money to pay out for. And I really wanted some stingrays that I could get hands on with, touch, hand feed and things like that. So I'm going to go down the freshwater route, which is fine. I'm completely happy with that. I'm still going to have a 6-foot tank above the pond, and I'm just going to have a select few saltwater fish in there. They will get big, so they will have to be upgraded eventually, but I want a couple of moray eels, a couple of big saltwater fish, some venomous fish in there, and that will be the big 6-foot tank that's going to go above the pond. So I will give you like a big overview of everything that I've done, a little close up and everything, but the main part of this is I'm just going to update you on clutches. I have got one clutch that's cut, it's shed out. I have got the cutting video of that, so I will clip that in as well. But yeah, just so I can give you an update on those babies. So what I'll do is I'll probably give you a little quick tour around the room, just show you what's going on, what I've been up to. I'll give you a little sneak peek of the racks. I know some people are dying to see these, and yeah, hopefully that'll be everything up to date. So when I start doing the next videos, everything should sort of make sense, hopefully. So the reason everyone probably clicked on this video is because they wanted to see these. So these are my FB70 racks that I've built. As you can see, they're full aluminium. They are welded pretty much. It's not welding, it's aluminium brazing. That's how I've put them together. I do still need to do some cleanup on this because the aluminium brazing rods, they almost, I think it's like an oxidization coating they get. So I still need to do some sanding, cleaning up, but I'll give you a little look at one of the joins. They're not clean joints, if I can get the camera to focus. So that's the join there. So as you can see, that's where the aluminium brazing rod has gone, and it is dead flush. You can see I've sanded it, but they get like this coating, it's like darker. I still need to finish sanding all these down. I'm not worried about sanding the whole rack down. I'm literally just going to be sanding the front part of it just so it looks nice. But yeah, I've got them just held together with little zip ties as well for the minute, just so they don't shift around. It's 10 high, they work really well. They literally fit in the room perfectly, and these are the heat strips that I've designed. So as you can see, I'm using heat cable. So you can see that's the heat cable there. I still need to tidy these bits up, and I've got some excess cable that I'm going to tuck behind the racks. But you can see this is my heating setup for now. Again, I will do a proper video on these just so you can see everything. But you can see, I don't know if I can get this camera to focus, but if you follow the white strip, that white strip goes all the way along to the very end up in there. You can just see it in the corner. That is my racking system so far, and I'm dead happy with it. If we have a look at one of the snakes, but this is my yeah, she's going to be alright. So this is my special bamboo calico. She's a lovely little snake. She's nearly up to breeding size, and you see she's getting pretty thick now, so she's going to be in a rotation for next year, just because I'm trying to hit some blackhead clowns this year, so she will be basically breeding next year. But as you can see, 70-litre tubs. Oh, she's got a little shed there, a little bit of poop. But yeah, they slide in absolutely perfectly. They're brilliant. They're so much better than the first ones I made. I made these ones a tiny bit too wide, so the tubs have got a little bit of jiggle, but these ones, yeah, they slide in and out, no issues. well happy with them. I've got all my LP5 tubs here. I've got 45 of them. This is going to be for my new hatchling rack, which will be placing all of this down here. So all of this will be going, basically all these tubs. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet. But yeah, so I'll be making a rack out of these. So I'm really happy. These are lovely little tubs. I think I posted a little video on these the other day. Lovely little tubs. These are the LP5s with the bowl holders. I need to get some FB8s. Sadly, LP don't do the tubs that I want with a bowl holder, so that I think they're LP18s, I think they are, but they don't have bowl holders. Whereas the FB8s, they're the same length, they're the same height, but they are just about that much wider with bowl cups. So I've got to get hold of about 20 of the FB8s. But they're going to be two separate racks anyway, so I can build the rack for this, get that all set. I can keep these tubs, some of these tubs in place for now, and then eventually swap them all over when I need to. Incubator wise and clutches, I'm doing really well. So I've actually got 5 clutches in here because my incubator is not that big. I've actually got this one sharing 2 separate clutches. I've labelled all the eggs up. One of these is due to pip in about 2 weeks, so once that's done I can move it over. But that is all because of my incubator. So I've been going on about this incubator for a long time now. Haven't really shown it much just because there's not much to show, to be honest. It's literally just a wooden box. I can't really get a good angle because the pond's here. For me to try and get a good angle on it is a nightmare. But ignore this dodgy crap at the back. I'm no good at laying plastic vinyl and all that. It's not a skill of mine, but as you can see, this is my incubator. If it decides to focus, it goes all the way down. I've managed to insulate the doors now. The whole ceiling, I've rewired all the lights in the ceiling, so I've got these nice light panels in here. They do give up quite a bit of light, but my camera just isn't set up to handle the light, basically. And I've actually put some insulation panels on the ceiling as well, so that's just insulated everything. I still need to paint this wall, which is annoying me. But that's that. And then if we come over to the pond is slowly getting there. Again, this is taking forever. You can see I've got most of the side panels on now. I've got some of the top panels along here just to make it nice. I've just got to fill in all these with the sticky side panels, and then that'll pretty much be done until I get the big 6-foot tank up there. Once the 6-foot tank's up there, drill a hole in the wall up there for the exit of the filter and the entry for the return pump, and then I can finish all this off basically. And the rack that I've got that I need to build fits in there literally perfectly. I think there's about 25mm gap. It fits in there pretty much bang perfect. So as I said, this pond is now cycling. So I think I posted a brief video on this pond when I had some salt water in here and some stuff in there. You can see it's not filled up because I need to order another big tub for my filtration to go in. That's the exit there. So at the minute I've just got it filled up a little bit. I've got some wave makers and some pumps in here that are moving it all around. I still need to get an aerator for it, but while it's cycling it's not too bad. And you can see there's some media in there that I've pulled out of my other tank as well, just to get it cycling. And there are a few little fish in here. You're not going to see them because they're absolutely tiny, but yeah, they're in here as well. So that's the pond, and that's basically the room. I've made a little makeshift table over here. It's a little table that does fold up against the wall, and it's just a little bit of space. All this will be clear once the incubator over there is done, so all this will be space that I can use. That'll be for filming, and this is more of like a cleaning station, so when I'm pulling tubs out of the rack. I couldn't do hidden shells. I wanted to copy JVK and get some hidden shells on these, but for what I've done and the way I've done it, it just wouldn't have worked out that well. So yeah, I've left that, and all I've done is I've just built a table over here instead that folds flat, so whenever I need to get the tubs out, pull the tub out, chuck it on there, clean, do whatever I need to do, video, and then chuck the tub back in the rack. So that's basically everything. That's basically everything I've been up to. I'll quickly give you a little look at the fish tank outside that's got my predator fish in, and then we'll do a little update on the clutch that's just hatched out and shed. So this is the little grow out tank that I've got. It's probably about 200 litres around that. And this is where I've been holding all the fish that are going to be going into the pond. Like I said, I will do a full video on this, but I've got some cool fish. I've got a little pink-tailed chalceus in here. He gets beaten up all the time, bless him, but he's still eating. I've got my last archer fish. I did have 4. He's the lone survivor. I've got a little leopard bush climbing fish. I've got a freshwater barracuda there. He's basically like a gar sort of fish, but he's labelled as a freshwater barracuda. You can see I've got a Jardini arowana in there. Oh, amazing. I've wanted an arowana for so long. and that guy popped up basically. In here I've got a fire eel as well. It's quite a decent size. I've got another reel, a tire track eel in here. I've got a clown knife fish who's hiding there, he's always hiding, and I've also got a Baisha or Bircher, however you want to say it. I'm going to say Baisha just because that's what I've been saying. And then up here I do have a Dorado. He's been up here for a couple of days. He's probably going to hide behind that algae spot. He's quite good, he's quite cool, quite interactive. He's extremely aggressive towards this arowana that I've got in here, so I've had to separate them now. But eventually, once they go into the big pond, they'll have a shed ton of room in there, so they should have no problems in there, I hope. But yeah, that golden dorado up there, they get huge. I'm well excited about him getting bigger. But yes, this is the start of my predator pond that I'm going to start. I do want to get some stingrays. There's a few other freshwater fish I want to get in there. But yeah, I'm super excited to get this up and running. 2 of them are pipped. Normally I don't wait for them to pip. I normally cut on day 55, but these are on day 53, so they're a little bit early. As you can tell, I've just woken up. Yeah, it definitely looks hypo, that one, which is good. Hopefully it's a hypo blackhead. So I'm still sorting my snake room out at the minute, but hopefully I'll have a little mounting bracket above this so I can actually film the eggs being cut from above. But there you go, you can see he's got his little head popping out. See, I don't know if there's pastel in that. It might be pastel, but it definitely looks hypo. Try and get this little one to pop his head back in. Go on, there he goes. Actually looking at the side there, it could be hypo. See, I definitely think, I think that could be a pastel hypo. I don't think there's anything else. I don't think there's blackhead in that, which is what I was hoping for. I mean, if it's a female, then happy days. But yeah, that's the first one. Pretty much all looks like everything's been absorbed as well, so it should be out the egg very soon. So this is the second one that's cut its way out. Actually, this is the first one that was cutting its way out when I got home last night, so I don't really know what this one is. I haven't seen this one. I've only literally seen the nose of it. Again, this one feels completely empty, so I think this one will be out fairly soon as well. Oh, so that looks blackhead. I don't think it's hypo. I think it's a pastel blackhead, just because the blacks are still quite dark. And I want to say pastel just because it's got some nice colour on the sides and it's got some blushing on the dorsal. Oh, there's the head. Can I pop the head out? Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely a pastel blackhead. I can't get the head out. I don't want to push it around too much, but that's nice. And if that's any females from this, any blackhead females, I'll probably be keeping anyway, just want to try and grow my blackhead army up a little bit, get a few more females to hold back. So I'm going to go for the next egg that's a little bit deflated. The other 3 are still quite plump, but when you squeeze them you can feel the snake on the inside, so oh, so that's another. Oh, I think that. Oh, that could be the one I was after. I think that could be a hypo blackhead. The reason I say that is with the blackhead stuff you tend to get like a white border around the alien heads, and yeah, you can see like this black line around the alien head. I've noticed you get that a lot with blackhead, and that's definitely a hypo blackhead, 100%. That's exactly right. I wanted to try and hit it without the pastel, because I think the pastel washes the colour out a little bit too much. I'm just not a fan of it really, so I wanted to just hit a straight hypo blackhead, and I think that's definitely it. So that is nice. So now we're going to go on to these eggs. You can see they are quite plump, they're not deflated at all, but if I squeeze I can feel the baby. I can actually see there's a little bit here. As I squeeze I can see it moving, so I think it is majority just fluid in there. The other 2 are pipped anyway, so I'm quite happy with that. I've got a feeling it's going to explode. I'm hoping it's more baby than fluid, to be honest. So that, I would say, is probably just a straight blackhead. Everything's going to be 100% hit hypo anyway, because the mum was a visual hypo. But yeah, I think that, you can see, remember I said about those black borders? That is just going to be a straight blackhead, 100% hit hypo. Again, if that's female, that's going to be held back just because I need more blackhead. Blackhead everything. This is another one of the plump ones. Again, when I give this a squeeze, I can feel the baby right on the sides pushing out. So again, I'm hoping this is mostly baby, not fluid. It's probably going to squirt out again. So this one, ooh. So, oh, I think this, so you can see how washed that is. So the pairing, like I said, was a pastel blackhead het hypo to a pastel hypo. So this could, I think it's definitely blackhead, it's definitely hypo. I reckon it's definitely pastel. It could even be super pastel just because of how blushed out that is. It's literally like proper lilac-y and purple. So that's really good actually. I'm really happy with that. Again, I don't want to pull them around too much just because, oh, there's the head. But yeah, that looks, look at that dorsal line, look at that little dotted line, that looks really cool. Oh, I'm excited about that one. Like I said, I didn't really want to hit pastel in the mix just because I wanted to try and keep the colour as dark and rich as possible. But I've not seen a super pastel hypo blackhead, so that could be quite an interesting one. And I think, I don't know what that could be. It's sort of all pushed up. I think that's a pastel. Looking at it, I don't think there's any blackhead in there just because there's no bordering on the alien heads that I can see. I mean, it could be blackhead, it could just be a really dark one, but it's definitely going to be pastel just because of the light coloration on the side. I can't see the head because it's right underneath, but I think that one here again, that's just going to be a pastel, but it's going to be 100% for hypo anyway. So this is my first clutch, so they've all pretty much just shed out now. I've put them into this tub just for a couple of days while I get their actual divided tubs and things like that set up. And this is actually a repeat pairing I did last year, and I was really unlucky that I actually lost the one snake out of the clutch that I wanted to keep. For some reason it was doing fine, probably went about 4 or 5 months eating consistently, pooping, shedding, no worries, and then one day I just come in and it was gone for no apparent reason. So yeah, I did a little bit of an exam, but I don't really know what caused it. So this pairing was my pastel blackhead 100% het hypo, and it was paired to my pastel hypo. So the whole idea of this was I wanted to try and get a hypo blackhead male to hold back to replace the dad, and I wanted to try and get a hypo blackhead female or some female blackheads that I could hold back as well, just to try and, I've got one blackhead pastel female that's growing up. She's 100% hypo. She's hopefully going to start breeding next year, so if I can breed her to one of these visuals and get some super blackhead hypo combinations, that'd be really cool. So I'm only keeping a couple of these just because I don't really need the whole lot. So what I'll do is I'll get these out one at a time, show you them, let you know which ones are going to be available. So if you are interested, keep an eye, drop me a message if you need to. I'll keep that in there. So what I'll do is I'll start off at the bottom and I'll sort of work my way up, because that way it's a good comparison. You can sort of see how they all stack up and things like that. So this is just a normal pastel. I'm going to try and get my camera to focus as best as I can. So this is a normal pastel. It's 100% het hypo. I think it's a really nice example of a pastel. It's probably the het hypo that's making it look so nice and clean. This is a boy, so this one is going to be available as soon as he's finished feeding and he's well established. He will be going off. But yeah, the head stamp's really clean on that. I really like how distinct the head pattern is in there. I'm not a massive fan of pastel in most genes. I only like pastel in 1 or 2 genes. But yeah, this is probably one of the nicer ones that I've managed to hatch out. But yeah, so this is a little boy. He is going to be available at some point. So moving on from there, we're going to look at what happens when you put hypo into pastel. So this is a pastel hypo, really nice. I'm really digging hypo stuff at the minute. It's really one of the things that I've been working with for a little bit, but I've not really got it much into a lot of my projects. I sort of stuck with just a few genes, but the head on that is absolutely incredible. If I can get that camera to focus, the blushing on the head and the colours is just amazing. So yeah, so this is a hypo pastel. It is a male, so it is going to be surplus. I don't actually need this guy at the minute. So again, once this guy is ready, he will be put up for sale. So if you are interested, and getting into the hypo gene and you want to get a visual male, yeah, this is the guy. They're all orange ghost. A lot of people don't really care about hypo and things like that. Ghost, they're orange ghost for anybody that is particular about that. So we've got these two. So we've got the pastel, we've got the pastel hypo. What I'll show you next is this one. So this is just a straight blackhead. I did actually want to hit a single gene blackhead if possible, just to hold back. It would have been better if it was hypo, but you know, you can't win them all. But this is actually a female. This is going to be staying just because I do need some more female blackhead stuff. Again, it's 100% het hypo. I love the bellies on blackheads. If that will focus, it's probably, it's trying to focus on them other snakes. But yeah, I do like the blackhead stuff a lot. It's probably my favourite gene that I'm working with at the minute, and I'm just trying to get into everything I can. But yeah, so that's a single gene blackhead, 100% het hypo. It is a female, so that will be staying. So if we, I'm going to put these back in the box because they are going to go for a run. So moving up, if we add pastel to the blackhead, oh, just nipped me, you little monkey. So this is what pastel blackhead is. So this is how the pastel and the blackhead react with each other. My camera's switching off, why are you doing that? And you can see it's, I really like that. I really like the pastel and the blackhead. This is one of the genes that I don't mind getting pastel into. You see all the blush in there. So this is basically what the dad is. And this one is a female, and surprisingly this one is going to be available. So if you do want a female blackhead, 100% het for hypo with pastel, then this one will be going up for sale eventually. But yeah, it's really, really cool. Now the reason I'm getting rid of this one is because I managed to hit some visuals which I'm really, really happy about. So the next one I'm going to show you is what happens when you put blackhead and hypo together. So this is a female hypo blackhead. I really hoped this one was going to be a male so I could replace that with it, but look at the tones on that. Hypo is just, I love the head on it. The head is like a silky grey colour. If I can just get it to zoom in and focus. Yeah, I love the head on it. It's just so cool. The colours are so nice. The pattern's clean along the sides. I hatched a pastel version of this last year and that's the one that didn't make it, which is a shame. But yeah, this is a female. This will definitely be staying. I'm super happy with this one. So I managed to hit all the genes, which is nice. I didn't get the super pastel, but I'm not too bothered about that. That doesn't really bother me at all. But yeah, this is what I believe to be all three of the genes. So this is pastel, hypo and blackhead. And now this is actually a male, so this is pretty much a visual version of the dad. And I'm really happy about that. I really like this. The pastel and the hypo work really well together in this. You can see the blush in it, all fades in together well. It's just that soft silky grey colour, and yeah, I'm really happy with this one. So this one will be held back as well. This means I can get rid of the dad once. The dad's actually pairing to a pied that I've got. It's a pied query something else, I'm not quite sure, but this will replace the dad eventually. So once the dad's finished pairing and the mum has ovulated, the dad will then be put up for sale as well. So if you want an adult male, pastel blackhead 100% hypo, then yeah, that's one way to go. But yeah, love this, super happy with that. And the thing I like about this clutch is that I can give you sort of a side-by-side comparison, which is even nicer. I can sort of work my way up. Oh, hissy. So here on my right, if I can get the camera to focus again, this is terrible. So on my right you can see is just a straight pastel, and then this is what happens when you add hypo to it, which is really cool. And then I can show you the pastel hypo with blackhead. Where are you? There you are. So then that's the blackhead with the pastel and the hypo. It's so cool to see. It's really nice as well because I can show you a straight blackhead, which is here. So that's a straight blackhead. Then we've got pastel blackhead again, which is really cool. Hypo blackhead, love that. And then obviously again, I can't stop showing this because it's so cool, the pastel hypo blackhead. So yeah, I was quite lucky. Oh, nearly got me. That's a really good sign as well. I haven't fed these yet, so the fact that they're striking now, it's giving me confidence they are going to eat fairly soon. As you see, this one's gearing up to have a good old go. But yeah, I've done really well on this. So I got 4 blackheads. I've got 3 visual hypos. Got the female blackheads that I wanted, and I've got a male blackhead to hold back. So yeah, I'm over the moon with this clutch. And if all my clutches go this way, then this is probably going to be best season I've ever had. I'm just so excited for the rest of it. So that's pretty much everything I've got for you. That's everything updated. As you see, the room is almost done. I've just got a few walls to paint, and then a lot of it is just aesthetics really. I've got to get the floor redone. But yeah, I'm really excited. I haven't got acres and acres of room out here, and I'm trying to sort of make the most of every inch of every space possible. So the pond's obviously as big as it could go with the 6-foot tank. I didn't want to just have an empty space above the pond, so I wanted to get a big 6-foot tank up there just so that I used up all that space. The racks behind me, they're literally just wedged in within, like, they've got like 12.5mm either side of them, as I said, so they're literally wedged in perfectly. This wall here, where the table is, I couldn't really do a lot here just because anything that comes out will inhibit all these drawers opening, so this wall's just going to be for sort of stickers. I've got this table here. I'm probably going to put some other stuff maybe for filming and things like that. This table along here that the incubator's on at the minute, once the incubator's gone, I'll have all that space there that I can do stuff with, and I've actually got quite a lot of space above it, so I'm tempted to maybe possibly build another rack that goes above there, maybe for like more hatchlings or something like that. I don't know, it all depends if I can get some tubs the right size. I might go, I have 3D printed my own custom tubs. I don't think I've actually shown these on a video yet, but these are my own custom tubs that I've made. They're fully 3D printed. They're made out of safe materials, so they are animal safe. Things like they're made out of something called PETG, which is a food grade material, so there's no toxic stuff in there. But you can see they've got the bowl holders, they've got air vents on the side. I think the other ones I've made might have some air vents on the front as well. This is like the second from last one I've made, and these have like a drawer system, so it's a separately 3D printed bit that these actually slide into. So if I can actually make these in an affordable way, then I may make another rack of these, and they're pretty much the same. They're a little bit darker than the other tubs, so I've got to try and find the right colour, but if I can make a load of these that will then go up the top there, they'd be ideal. With the new 3D printer I've got, I can actually make stuff even bigger. This is sort of max size lengthwise on my printer that I had, so with the new printer I can go slightly larger. I can go like another 50mm out, so that may be an option. They're probably a little bit tall. I'll probably make them a little bit shorter, but yeah, really happy with the way these turned out. And if these do work out well, then yeah, I will do a video on these as well. But yeah, that's everything I've got. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Next video, like I said, I will do it on these racks. I will do a full breakdown of the racks, just more details. I can give you temperatures and close-ups, everything I've done, so it will just make more sense. But yeah, thank you for watching. It's been a while since I put a video out. I'm hoping now the room's almost there, I can start pumping out more videos, and it's going to be more of like a vlog video more than anything of just what I've been up to here and there. So I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope everything sort of tickled your fancy a little bit. There's a bit of everything for everyone in there, so fingers crossed you enjoyed it. So thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.